Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm John Zetmeyer.
And I'm Paul Cannon. Channel 8 News is the premier newscast organized and ran by students in the A.Q. Mueller School of Journalism.
Today is our first show of this fall semester, but before we get to the news, let's look at what the weekend's weather storm is lingering around. Katie?
Good morning, everyone. If you're just now waking up or if you've been awake, you can definitely tell that there has been a battle in the skies between the sun and the clouds, but it looks like the clouds are going to win over because we definitely have foreshadowing of possible rain. So just bring the rain jacket and the umbrella just in case, but we'll be talking about what to expect today and for the rest of the week. All that and more coming up on Channel 8 News.
Welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm John Zetmeyer.
And I'm Paul Cannon. Coming up on today's show, we have an interview with K-State Police Captain Dawn Stubbings and a look into a few student organizations and what they've been up to,
as well as a visit from the zoo and this week's weather forecast. But first, the news. Two Wichita women are now in custody for possession of illegal substances over the Labor Day weekend. 29-year-old Bronte Costello was arrested for the possession of crack cocaine and a controlled substance. 37-year-old Lavelle Williams was arrested for the possession of opiates, opium, or narcotic drugs, and marijuana. Both women's bond is set at $10,000.
An arrest has been made in the death of a K-State student who died last year. 21-year-old Gregory Melvin Hogg Jr. was taken into custody for the voluntary manslaughter of an 18-year-old Jordan Forbett. Hogg Jr. also faces charges of possession of opiates and or other narcotics, conspiracy, and obstruction of the legal process. Forbett was found dead in a vehicle parked in a residence hall parking lot November 20th. He was a freshman in the College of Arts and Sciences. Hogg's bail is set at $25,000. He will appear in court Tuesday, September 9th. With all these things going on, it is important for students to know how to stay safe.
Police Captain Dawn Stubbings is here to remind us all of those precautions. Nick Wall has the interview now.
Captain Stubbings, welcome. I guess first to start off, what can students, particularly incoming freshmen and those new to campus, keep in mind to stay safe as they come into a new scene, a new arena?
Well, as you move into the resident hall specifically, we want to ensure that there's communication with the roommates about locking your doors. There's a lot of crime can be prevented from locking doors, locking your offices, and things of that nature. In addition, there's a lot of services we have for our students, such as a Wildcat Walk. It's a free 24-hour-a-day service. Provides a walk for students or anybody on campus up to 2 blocks off campus.
And then I guess kind of on a related note to safety, one area where things can from time to time be fun, but also maybe get out of hand is at K-State football games and events. And I heard there's some collaboration going on in that area this year.
Absolutely. It takes a full team of our public service agencies throughout our community to make it a safe atmosphere for our entire fan base and all the visitors on campus. There's agencies from all the way out to Goodland that come in and just make it a safe atmosphere for our fans.
Now I noticed you have a little bit of a technology sitting there on the table. Now let me ask you, what's that all about?
The K-State Police Department is implementing some body cameras. We're working on infusing them into our technology, into our department, and that's part of the combined technology with our in-car cameras.
Now, is this in response to maybe some recent events with officer accountability or community relations, or is this kind of something you guys have been working on for quite some time now?
Quite some time. We've had the process of getting the body cams on the officer, and what it does is allows the officer to have a view of what's going on, allows them to recollect the events that happened, and then go back and they'll have accurate recordings of the report.
Now this is high-tech technology. Is there a little price range on how this goes into
right
implementation?
Now,
Sorry.
Right now we've got 5, but they're $1,000 a piece. So as budget allows, we're going to increase the amount of cameras we have for our officers.
Well, Captain Stubbings, that's all the time we have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. I will be sure to keep that in mind. Many underclassmen had a rough start to the school. Over 20 citations were given out for minors in possession of alcohol. Almost all of the citations were given just walking distance from Aggieville. The next leading citation given out was for having an open container in public.
Yes, and the McCain Performance Series will have plenty to keep students out of trouble this month. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Buddy Guy will be showcasing his guitar skills tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Funny man Larry the Cable Guy will also be performing twice on September 14th. And the K-State alum Eric Stonestreet, along with Modern Family co-star Jesse Tyler Ferguson, will have an intimate Q&A with audience members September 19th. Be sure to get your tickets before they run out. Check out the McCain Performance Series calendar for a complete listing of this year's shows at ksu.edu/McCain. The Collegian is the 9th largest daily newspaper in Kansas and is ran solely by students.
Victor has the interview. Victor?
Thank you, Paul. So, Blake, I've heard a lot about kind of the craze of student publication, and pretty much tell us about the K-State Collegian itself and what kind of things do you do?
Well, basically, we're the student newspaper here at Kansas State, and what we do is everything from design, advertising, sales. We actually write the paper. I'm the campus editor, so I basically handle all of the campus events and all of that stuff. But we've got city events, sports. We've got photographers, videographers. Basically, everything that goes into the publication of a newspaper is handled by us.
Oh, that's pretty good. I definitely have worked for the Collegian in the past, so it definitely resonates with me. So it seems like there's various fields that you can get into. What kind of guidance do you give to newcomers?
Just to come in. I mean, that was the biggest thing, is just coming in to start. You know, there's an old Mark Twain quote that says the hardest part of writing is starting. And the way we are at the Collegian is you just come in and you talk to us, and we can set you up even if you're just beginning, if you've never written a thing in your life. That was how I started.
Oh, that's good. And I heard that some of the students can get paid for their work.
Yes, we pay between $15 and $20 per article, depending on what it is. If you're a photographer or a videographer, you also get paid to do that. So it's all stuff not only that you get paid for while you're in college, but that can help you get paid later on in life.
All right. Well, that's all we have for you. Thank you very much, Blake. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Victor. We're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, we're going to check out with students who travel across the pond.
And we will get a visit from Wildcat Watch. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I'm John Zetmeyer.
And I'm Paul Cannon. Travel abroad is one of the best experiences a student can have during their college career.
Reporter Victor sits down with Miley Widman to talk about her trip to Haiti.
Thanks, John. So, Miley, it's pretty awesome, you know, going to Haiti and stuff like that. Tell us more about it.
Well, I went with an organization in Kansas City, Missouri called Global Orphan Project, and what they do is they help build orphanages in third world countries and then also work with the local community around those orphanages to help sustainability and help with job improvement, and also trying to someday eliminate people having to lean on orphanages. That's kind of their goal. And I went as an intern for them, and I got to create a couple small documentaries.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, it seems that you've done a lot over there. What kind of lessons and experience do you take from a trip like that over to your educational experience here at K-State?
Well, I've never been to a third world country, and it was just a huge slap in the face, eye-opener, kind of everything, teaching you about everything that we take for granted and kind of just that big self-check. So that was awesome for me to see people being so happy with what little they have and just like their zest for life and never feeling that, you know, God's going to take care of them. Just like some beautiful life lessons that I took away from that. And, you know, I kind of realized that kids are kids everywhere, whether, you know, they are very impoverished or very
Do you ever plan
privileged.
on doing more of this, traveling abroad? And,
Yeah, I hope
going
to. I hope to. They have a couple other partnering countries that I would hope to visit someday and do the same thing for them.
All right, sounds good, Miley. Thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
All right, back to you, John.
Thanks, Victor. That must have been a great experience for you. Aggieville is set to celebrate its 150th anniversary. On September 20th, people are invited to come enjoy the festivities. Starting in the morning, participants can enjoy a mini maker fair, a kids carnival, local bands, performance groups, and much more. For more information about the events or other activities being held, you can check out their Facebook page or visit aggieville.org.
The Color Run is once again going to paint Manhattan in more than just purple. The Color Run is an event designed to promote health and happiness. Billed as the happiest 5K on the planet, on September 13th, runners will start out the race wearing white. By the end, be doused in color. The event will also be donating a proportion of the proceeds to the Manhattan Information Special Olympics, concerning the Color Run. Are welcome to visit thecolorrun.com/Manhattan. K-State student organization Wildcat Watch took a trip to Chicago, getting great video of Comic-Con and art museums.
Zaldi Jungen has the interview now.
All right, thanks, John. All right, so I'm joining Dakota German and Jay Woofter, two K-State students that went to Chicago this summer. So, guys, Dakota, what exactly did you guys do in Chicago?
Well, in Chicago, we had just 4 really packed days. We started off just checking out the pier. We saw some fireworks. On Thursday, we went to the Art Institute of Chicago, and we saw a lot of really impressive art. Friday, we went to the Field Museum, and we got to see the famous Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil, Sue, and just a lot of other cool stuff. And then we spent the rest of our time just checking out the con, and it was a great time.
Nice. All right, so you guys went on behalf of Wildcat Watch, which is a student-run organization that does a lot of video production. Now, Jay, could you explain to everybody what exactly Wildcat Watch is?
Yeah, Wildcat Watch, like you said, is a student-run organization, and we produce lots of content, live events, and different events around campus we cover. It's a great way to get some video production skills hands-on.
All right, so how does a student, let's say they want to go to Chicago, how do they get involved with Wildcat Watch?
It's mostly just showing up to the meetings. We have meetings every Thursday at the moment, but that is subject to change. If you wanted to get in contact with us and check out the meetings, you can contact me at htgerman@ksu.edu.
Okay, and so you also went to the Comic-Con convention in Chicago as well. Now, Jay, what was the weirdest thing that you saw, or the coolest thing you saw at Comic-Con?
Weirdest and the coolest is definitely the cosplayers. They're so cool, they put so much work into it, but it's also really kind of bizarre. You see a lot of really cool ones with just off the wall.
All right, well, there was also fireworks at the very end I saw. Dakota, how was that experience?
Well, they put on a great fireworks show, and the pier is really beautiful at night. Especially, we also went out to the Adler Planetarium, and that's where they get that really famous shot where you can see all of Chicago, and
Cool.
it's a really pretty city.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining me. If you want some more information on Wildcat Watch, just look on their website at ksu.edu/wildcatwatch. Back to you, John and Paul.
Thanks, Zaldi. It looks like they had a lot of fun in the Windy City. We're going to take another quick break, but when we get back, we'll have the zoo here.
As well as a look at the weather for the week. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. I'm Paul Cannon.
And I'm John Zetmar, and we're joined by Ella Casey of the Humane Society. Ella, who'd you bring today?
This is actually Chanel. She is one of our education animal ambassadors at the zoo. She is a female 3-banded armadillo.
And how did you come up with the name Chanel?
Chanel is actually named after a female women's basketball player from the 1990s. We have a bunch of middle school and high school students that help take care of our animal collection, and they voted on that name for the animal.
Cool.
How old is this armadillo?
Chanel was born in 2008, so she's 6 years old.
Okay.
Has she been with you since 2008 then?
She has been. So she's in the middle of her life. They live to about 12 to 15 years of age.
Okay, cool. And then I guess just tell us more about her. She seems like a very fascinating animal.
She is a pretty cool animal. Chanel is a really unique armadillo. The 3-banded armadillo is the only armadillo that can actually roll up in a ball and completely cover itself. So they do that for 2 reasons: protection as armor, and then also to keep themselves warm.
And where are they a native of, or where would her ancestors be originally from?
Right. So she's native from South America, so in a warmer climate for sure.
Can she actually roll around, or does she just go?
She doesn't really roll around. She will scurry. If you're willing to try to catch her, we'll see if she'll do that for us.
Does she bite or anything?
She won't bite. Just stay aware of her claws. She's a little camera shy today, I think.
She's doing good, huh?
She's doing very well. Very well.
She is. She likes insects. Mealworms are her favorite.
Awesome. All right, perfect. Well, thanks so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're joined by our weather forecaster, Katie Watkins.
Hey guys, it's been a whirlwind of severe weather for Riley County, especially this past Sunday. You know, we experienced lightning and thunder, heavy rain, and wind that was about 70 miles per hour. And Channel 8 actually got to document the storm as it was happening. It was quite a sight to see. And let me say, for someone who traveled through this storm on I-70, it was no joke. There were cars and semis pulled to the side of the road. And unsurprisingly enough, many of Manhattan residents were out of power until about midnight when the storm finally blew over. And we're actually getting this weather as a result of the northern regions. They're kind of sweeping that weather through Kansas. But today we do have a chance of 30% thunderstorms, so be mindful of that. And we have a high of about 93 today, so it may be a good idea to bring that umbrella. And then tomorrow it kicks it up a bit of a notch with 50% chance of thunderstorms, and that will be happening Thursday night. So if you're traveling on I-70, just be aware of that, and a high of 96 as well. And then Friday, we get a little break from the heat with 77 as the high and a less chance of thunderstorms. But I know all this talk about rain and thunder is a little gloomy, so luckily Saturday and Sunday, the sun will be coming out and there will be less clouds, and the high is in the mid 70s. So back to you guys.
Thanks, Katie. We're going to take a quick break.
Coming up next, a look at sports. Stay with us.
And now a look at sports.
Channel 8's Lindsay McNair joins us with the update. Lindsay, how is K-State faring in the sports world?
Well, Paul, faring is such a boring way to put things. Let me tell you why. All right, first let's talk Volley Cats. Head coach Susie Fritz and the team headed up north to begin the 2014 season. K-State got 10 kills and 5 blocks from freshman Kylie Zumach as they earned a 3-set sweep in the opener against host Green Bay Friday evening. The following morning was much the same, but this time sophomore transfer Brooke Sasson led the way with 11 kills and 2 blocks as K-State swept South Dakota 3-0. The Saturday nightcap, K-State fell short to the fringe top 25 Pac-10 team Arizona. K-State then held the lead in every set, but the other Wildcats ended up taking home the 3-set sweep. The The 2-1 Cats will be back in action for a rare appearance in Bramlage Coliseum as they host the 2014 Varney's Invitational Thursday, September 4th, Friday, and Saturday. The first serve is set for 6 p.m. and they'll open with Arkansas on Thursday. Now on to football, my favorite. Last Saturday, August 30th, Bill Snyder Family Stadium was the place to be. The Kansas State Wildcats took on Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks and ended the game with a score of a K-State 55 to an SFA 16. Willie had to be getting tired of those push-ups from the outstanding performances from players such as Jake Waters, Tyler Lockett, Charles Jones, Cody Cook, Jack Cantelli, and Stephen West, all putting points on the board. The Lumberjack star running back Gus Johnson was suspended for half of the game due to a coaching decision, and at one time Coach Conk even pulled his son out of the quarterback position off the field. This most likely led to a really awkward family dinner. However, Conk was re-entered later into the game. The Wildcats jumped 3 positions in the College Football Power Index, where Big 12 competitors like Iowa State, our next rival, fell 10 spots due to their loss to North Dakota State last weekend. It has also been noted that North Dakota State, an FCS team, has actually won more Big 12 games than the Kansas Jayhawks.
Well, it looks like the K-State football team takes their next stop in Ames. Can you tell us about that game coming up?
Yeah, the K-State game in Ames is actually going to be really important because, weirdly enough, we usually don't have conference games this early in the season. So if we can go to win in Ames, or at least put up one big fight, it's going to really prepare us for coming back home to take on big SEC team Auburn, which I'm really excited for.
And like Lindsay said, and on to Auburn afterwards.
Well, I can't wait to see how the season unfolds. Thanks, Lindsay. A great way for students to get involved on campus is to also join an intramural team.
We go to Megan now with intramural, 2 intramural players outside. Megan?
Miller here with Armando Espinoza. He is the Assistant Director of Intramural Sports here at the K-State Rec. Here to tell us a little bit more about how students can get involved. So tell me, Armando, what sports are coming up this season that students can look forward to?
Well, we're currently taking registration for flag football, both the 1-pass and 2-pass versions. We're taking registration for soccer, ultimate, along with the numerous individual sports like tennis, racquetball, handball, and stuff like that.
As you can see behind me, we've got some guys practicing for their flag football. What kind of students can get involved? Do they have to be in an organization? Can it just be kind of teams they get together themselves, or how can they go about that?
Well, Intramurals is open to all students that are enrolled. They pay campus privilege fees, along with faculty, staff, and their spouses. So if you fit any of those 3 categories, you are eligible to play. Normally, we see organizations very heavily, but we also see a bunch of independent individuals participate as well.
Okay. And how can students go about getting teams together, signing up, that sort of thing?
I would say the vast majority are organizations or groups of friends, but we do have a free agent player wanted board that we have in the rec that people go up if they don't have a team. Okay. They can sign their name up. Captains go over there to look for additional players and add people.
All right. And do we have any deadlines coming up that students should know about, or where they can go to sign up? Do they do online or physically go to the rec? How can they do that?
Well, our registration deadline for this first period is September 4th, Thursday at 5 o'clock. We are currently working on online registration, but we haven't fixed all the bugs yet. So you'll have to go in person to the rec in the administrative offices.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in, Armando. We look forward to getting students involved, and thanks again. Back to you guys.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Choose your direction and navigate the road to success. Discover opportunities. Make connections. Reach your destination. Earn a degree online from Kansas State University. Choose your direction. We'll help navigate.
Let's take one more look at the weather.
Katie, are the storm clouds rolling back in?
Hey Hey, John and Paul. So as you can see, the weather has not changed much, but it looks like for now the sun is actually winning, which is typical Kansas weather, of course. But good news, if you are traveling to the Iowa State game this Saturday, you are in luck. There is mainly sunny skies, high of 77, perfect day for tailgating and to cheer on your Cats. Back to you guys.
All right, well, we're joined once again by Ella Casey, and you showed us your friend Chanel from the zoo, but now can you just kind of talk about us or tell us more about the zoo?
Sure, we've got a couple of special events this summer. October is actually one of our busiest months, so fall's a good time to visit the zoo here in Manhattan. We actually have a really fun event this Sunday. It's called Grandparents' Day and Enrichment Day. So grandparents and up to 5 grandchildren will get in the zoo for free. And then we have enrichment all throughout the day, and we have a really special celebration at 3:15. Our elderly female chimpanzee, Susie, is turning 60 years old that day.
Wow. And then you were telling us about some education classes. Can you tell us about those
Sure.
too, please?
We have a fall full of education classes. So when Manhattan Ogden schools are not in session, we have full day classes for K through 6th graders, and then we have a lot of preschool opportunities. So right now we have a early childhood class going on at the zoo.
And what are some of those things that they can learn in those classes?
We do a variety of different things. So we look at educational animal adaptations, different things here in Kansas, globally. There's a whole host of different topics that we have, and you can go to sunsetzoo.com and look at all the different classes and figure out which ones your kids might want to do.
All right, cool. And yeah, I think that's it for us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And then, so Paul, how'd your summer go, man?
It was fantastic. First part of the summer, I went to Italy and Germany with my family.
Awesome.
First time I've been to Italy. Second time I've been to Germany. It was fantastic.
All right, cool. Yeah, I really just didn't do anything this summer, so
That's
I'm
okay.
really happy for the semester to have started again. And yeah, back to some sports writing stuff for me. So it's gonna be a fun semester.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
All right. Did you go to the game on Saturday?
I sure did. I worked up in the press box. It was a fantastic experience for me.
Awesome. So did I. It's a lot of fun. It's a big win too. I wasn't expecting Wildcats to play that well.
It sure was, and coming out like that in the first game, seeing them as strong as they were, that's important,
Oh yeah.
Because in years past they haven't been quite as strong right off the bat, so perhaps that's a good sign for K-State.
Exactly, and as Lindsay was saying, how important it is for a quick turnaround considering Big 12 plays coming up on Saturday. So
absolutely.
Yeah, where are you watching the game on Saturday, Paul?
I'm going to a friend's house.
You're going to a friend's house. I was going to say, Katie was telling us what the weather was looking like, so might stay outside, might sit on the porches somewhere at the Ville and just enjoy the weather and watch a game. So. Yeah.
Game, by the way, is on Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1.
Fox Sports 1.
I'll have to make sure. I'll have to make sure. And then what about what Zaldi was telling us about with Walkout Watch, huh? Going to cool things like Chicago for Comic-Con?
That sounds like a lot of fun. Great opportunity for everybody who's involved in that.
Exactly. So if you want to get in touch with Walkout Watch or the Collegian, there's plenty of things to do on campus. So make sure you get involved. You don't have to be a journalism major. If you're interested in writing, interested in doing TV, just stop on by. Stop on the meetings. You can go into Kedzie Hall, find all the information there, or you can go online, Google Wildcat Watch, things like that. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you can find Channel 8 News on Facebook at Channel 8 News KSU and at Channel 8 KSU on Twitter. For all the Channel News team, thanks for watching.
Join us next week for another edition of Channel 8 News.